I'm doing question number 89 for relative velocity. In a plate glass factory, sheets of glass move along a conveyor belt at a speed of 15 centimeters per second. An automatic cutter tool descends at preset interval to cut the glass to size. Since the assembly belt must keep moving at a constant speed, the cutter is set to cut an angle to compensate for the motion of the glass. If the glass is 72.0 centimeter wide and the cutter moves along the width of the speed of 24.0 centimeter per second, at what angle should the cutter be set? Let's say the speed of the conveyor belt be 15.0 centimeter per second, and let's say if this is the X direction and Y direction, let's say the conveyor belt is moving towards negative X axis, and let that be VB. The width of the glass is 72.0 centimeter. And the final speed of the cutter that cut along the width of the glass, let's say that would be 24.0 centimeter per second. And the cutter moves along the width of the glass. Let's say here is imaginary glass, and it moves along the width. Suppose the belt is moving towards the negative X direction. Now for the cutter to move across the width of the glass, the cutter needs to move at a certain angle to compensate for the motion of the conveyor belt. So let's say that VF is moving towards the glass in the negative X direction that way. Now the cutter needs to move in a certain angle to compensate for the motion of the constant motion of the conveyor belt. So let's suppose the angle made be theta. Let's just suppose this is some speed V. The vectors representing the above motions are perpendicular to each other. And since we know the value along this way, the VV and the speed moving in the negative Y direction this way, we know the adjacent and the opposite side. We would basically use the tangent theta equals to VB over VF, or theta equals to inverse of tangent VV over VF, or theta equals to tangent inverse 15 over 24. This is 15 centimeter per second, and this is 24 centimeter per second. That equals to be 32.00 degree. So this is the angle that the cutter is preset to compensate for the motion of the glass.